Good morning, dear students. I am teaching chapter 17, stars and the solar system. And in last topic we discussed about name of planets, and two planets we already discussed, Mercury and Venus, Buddha and Shukra. And today we will start third planet, Earth, that is the Prithvi. Earth, that is the Prithvi. So Earth is the third planet from the Sun, and it has one natural satellite, the Moon. Moon is a natural satellite, and the Earth is the only planet where life is exist, because here air, water is present. That's why life exists on Earth. And on account of correct distance from the Sun, correct temperature, and the presence of air, water and soil, that's why life exists on the Earth. What is the size of the Earth? The Earth is not a perfect sphere, but it is a flattened at its poles and bulging at the equator. And the average diameter of the Earth is 12,800 kilometer. And Earth is estimated to be around 5.98 into 10 to power 24 kg, and it is surrounded by the atmosphere of 20.9%, means approximately we can say that 21% oxygen, 78% nitrogen and 1% other gases. And the atmosphere extends to the height of 200 kilometer from the surface of the Earth. Motion of the Earth. The motion of the Earth around the Sun is called the revolution. That is called the revolution, and it revolves around the Sun at a distance of 115 crore approximately in a nearly circular orbit, and it takes 365.25 days to complete one revolution around the Sun. It takes 365.25 days to complete one revolution around the Earth. And the Earth spins its axis, its own imaginary axis, like a top, west to east, and the motion of Earth around its axis is called the rotation. And the Earth completes one rotation in 24 hours. Earth completes one rotation in 24 hours. Now we will discuss about formation of day and night on Earth. We know that Sun gives heat and energy all the times, and this heat and energy is received by all the planets, and that planets revolving around it, and at any time only half of the Earth faces the Sun, and whereas the other half is always away from the Sun. The half of the Earth which receives light has day, and whereas the half opposite to the Sun has night. And as the Earth steadily moves about its own axis, gradually the day part of the Earth moves away from the Sun, and thus day and night are formed. How season changes? Changes of season on Earth takes place due to the following reasons. Different reasons are there. First reason is the axis of rotation of the Earth is tilted at 23.5 angle vertically, and the Earth is not always at the same distance from the Sun on account of its slightly elliptical orbit around the Sun. And when the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun, it experiences that summer, whereas the people in the southern hemisphere experience winter. And similarly, autumn and spring occur when the Earth is between two extreme positions in orbit. On 21st June, the Earth is farthest from the Sun in the southern hemisphere and nearest in the northern hemisphere on 21st June. 21st March and 23rd September, the duration of day and night are equal in both hemispheres. And due to this change in the length of day, the amount of heat and light received by the earth changes every day, and this in turn gives rise to seasons such as winter, spring, summer and autumn. Fourth planet is the Mars, that is the Mangal. It is fourth planet in order to in the increasing distance from the sun, and to unaided eyes it appears like a red star, and hence sometimes it is called the red planet, and it is visible from the earth for most part of the year. And the distance of Mars from the sun is 228 into 10 to power 6 kilometer, and it has a diameter of 6794 kilometer, and its mass is 1 by 9 the mass of Earth. It has a very thin layer of atmosphere, and it rotates about its axis in 1.026 days and revolves around the sun in 687 days, about 2 years. There are two moons revolving around it, namely Phobos and Deimos. Phobos and Deimos, it revolving around it, and these moons are very close to the surface of the Mars and are less than 20 kilometer in the diameter. So Mars could not originate or survive due to the following reasons: because Mars is too cold and temperature is not right for life to evolve or survive, because it is too much temperature is because Mars is too cold and temperature is not good, so for life it is not good. Jupiter, Brihaspati or Guru. Fifth planet is the order of increasing distance from the sun is the fifth planet, and it is the largest planet. Jupiter, that is the Brihaspati, is the largest planet in the solar system. Brihaspati or Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, and its mass being more than all the other planets taken together, and the distance from sun is the 778.6 into 10 to power 6 kilometer, and it receives much less energy from the sun as compared to the first four planets. And in spite of fact that it receives much less solar energy, and it happens to the brightest of the planets in the sky except the Venus and sometimes Mars. Saturn, Shani. It is the sixth planet in order of distance from the sun, at a distance of 1433 into 0.5 into 10 to power 6 kilometer, which is roughly double the distance of Jupiter from the sun. Uranus, it is the seventh planet in order of distance from the sun, and third largest planet in the solar system, Uranus, and it was discovered by the English astronomer William Herschel in 1781 within the help of a telescope. Neptune, it is the eighth planet in the order of distance from the sun, and it was discovered by Urbain Jean Joseph Leverrier, a French astronomer, in 1846. When he observed some disturbance in the orbit of Uranus by some other heavenly body, he was able to calculate the position of this disturber, Neptune. However, it was first observed by a German astronomer, Johann Gottfried Galle in Berlin through a very powerful telescope. Pluto. It was till that is the it was till June 2006, the outermost and the smallest planet of the solar system around which revolves a single satellite or the moon. It has been deleted from the list of the planets. And it was discovered by C.W. Trumberg and was originally thought to be a satellite of Neptune. Did you know the planets from Mercury to Neptune have well defined near circular orbits and revolve around the sun in the same plane, and the Pluto discovered in 1930 does not revolve around the sun in the same place as do the other 8 planets. It continued till 1992 when astronomers discovered several other objects. In 2006, International Astronomical Union impaneled committee met to define what is the status of Pluto and the objects beyond it. This committee met at Paris Observatory in June 2006 and reached an enormous agreement. The decision of the committee was discussed in Prague at IAU, International Astronomical Union, General Assembly of Astronauts of the World. Following were the decisions of the General Assembly of IAU on the 23rd August 2006. A planet is a body in near circular orbit around a star encased sun, which is big enough for the force of gravity to make it round and should not take more than 2 centuries to revolve around the sun. And Pluto takes 248 years to revolve around the sun, so it is disqualified as a planet. And now the Pluto and objects beyond it are called the Plutons, new members of solar family. The order of Pluto, Charon, and from August 2006 onwards. And there are 8 planets revolving around the sun. There are 3 Plutons revolving around the sun beyond Neptune in highly tilted orbits, and Mercury is the nearest planet from the sun. Neptune is the farthest planet from the sun. Pluto is the first member of Plutons. And next to Pluto is Charon, and finally 2003 UB 313. Now, Plutons have high tilted orbits and take more than 200 years to revolve around the sun. So 8 planets, we discussed about 8 planets, and till here you will take revision, and next we will discuss about solar system.